Welcome back, guys. In the previous video we learned about the loaders. Okay, what were loaders, what are the use of loaders, what are the basic loaders. We also learned about how to use style loaders and CSS loader for our style sheets. Okay, and we learned about the hot module replacement, and in this video we're going to learn about plugins. So what are plugins basically? So you can say that plugins are like objects that can be instantiated. Okay, it allows you to hook into the entire Webpack lifecycle of events. Okay, so it'll be surprised for you to know that Webpack actually, in Webpack, 80% of your Webpack is made up of its own plugin system. Okay, so Webpack itself is an event-driven architecture, and plugins add functionality to compilation, and loaders are only applied on a profile basis, but you could access a whole bundle with plugins. Okay, so let's begin as to which are the common plugins. So we have HTML Webpack plugin, which we've already discussed in the previous videos. We have been using it all this while. What it does is it just goes ahead and takes your bundle.js file, or whatever the name is, basically takes your bundled file and include that file by generating an index.html file, and it includes that file inside of it using the script tag. You have other plugins like mini-css-extract-plugin, extract text Webpack plugin, etc. But in this tutorial we're going to learn about mini-css-extract-plugin. So what is the job of this plugin? Okay, so this plugin extracts CSS into separate files, guys. Okay, and it creates CSS file per JS file which contains CSS. Okay, and it'll be amiss to know that it supports on-demand loading of CSS, which is lazy loading, and source maps. Okay, so let's go ahead and quickly dive into this and install mini-css-extract plugin. Okay, I'm just going to copy mini-extract CSS-extract plugin, npm install -t to save it as dependency, and just install this mini-css-extract plugin. Okay, now let's go back to our config.js, webpack config.js. Okay, and what we're going to do is basically in the rules we're going to add some more rules. Okay, let's just check and take it from here. Okay, so we're going to replace this, we're going to change this, because now we are using the plugin which is called the mini-css-extract plugin. So we're going to replace this. Okay, so what's basically happening over here is going to check if there are any CSS files. Okay, and if there are any, then it's going to use the CSS loader with the help of the mini-css-extract plugin. So first thing we need to do is we need to import this, we need to require it. So const, and I've kept the name as mini-css-extract plugin, is equal to require mini-css-extract plugin. Okay, now we can use it here. So since we have this plugin, we are using the property called loader out of this. So we're just using this loader basically of the mini-css-extract plugin for this. Okay, and we're just passing the second one as CSS loader. Okay, and we also need to instantiate it here. Okay, so mini-css. So as we know, to instantiate an object we use new keyword. If it's a class object, you instantiate using new keyword as well. Okay, so since plugins are objects that we can instantiate, we are using the new keyword, and we are just instantiating this plugin over here in this plugins property. Okay, brilliant. And HTML Webpack plugin has already been instantiated over here using the new keyword. Okay, great. So now we've got that. Let's see. Okay, so we already have style.css. What we can do now is we can run npm run prod, because we want Webpack to be run. And when we do that, what this is going to do is this is going to create a main.css file. So you can see that it's created main.css file. Okay, and whatever CSS we had written in the style.css, it's added that to the main.css. And the best part is that it is already included is added that as a link to the index.html. So you can see main.css is already included here using the link tag, right? So now if we go ahead and run, this was just to show you in action, because if you run npm run dev, this doesn't create these files. So this was just to show you that what's happening behind the scenes. So we have the server running and it's running on port 8080. That's fine. Let's refresh the page. Okay, it's all working fine. Okay, now there will be some times that you will need to create multiple files. So for example, you create, you need to create a style sheet. So let's create, let's say home.css, and we write some styles over here. So let's just move, let's just cut this button from here and move this to home.css. okay, or we can rename to button.css. that makes more sense. Button.css. okay, great. Now when we go to index.js, we have already included the style.css. let's import the button.css as well. So button styles from button.css. okay, so what do you think would happen now, right? Should it would it create two separate files over here, or would it create one? Let's try it out. So we're going to stop the server and we're going to run npm run prod so we can see what's going on. Okay, so it's going to create files in the disk directory. Brilliant. So as we had expected, that it probably would have created two files, but no, it's actually created one. So you can see it's created one file and it's actually added the styles for the second file just beneath that. Okay, so style.css included the styles for the body, which has been included here, and the button.css included the styles for the button, which has been included right beneath this. Okay, so it's actually combining these styles, which makes sense, because if we want to render a style, we don't want to render separate style sheets. That would really not be helpful, because if we are including multiple style sheets, it's going to make multiple HTTP requests, which will hamper the performance of our website. So it's important we have one style sheet instead of having multiple ones. Okay, so it's easier for us to work, because when we have separate style sheets, we have like kind of a modular format. Okay, and we can work on it, and if we need to refer to some style, I can just go into that particular file and work my work over here basically, and it's going to combine that, and it's going to produce the main.css, which is automatically being included over here. Okay, brilliant. And in the config file, this would clearly means that exclude node modules, don't check node modules, so you can also pass different options. Okay, so if you go to Webpack documentation, guys, it's a pretty self-explanatory. You will get lots of information about different module exports, and what exactly you need to use. All the information will be given over here, so you can check out this documentation of Webpack. It's pretty detailed. Okay, great. So guys, that's it for this tutorial for plugins, and in the next tutorial we're going to learn more about different loaders and plugins as well, and this series will continue from so on. But basically you've got the knowledge of how Webpack works, why it is important, how to use loaders and plugins, how to set it up for your project, how to run the Webpack dev server. So you've pretty much basic understanding of how it works. So anything from now on will just be adding more to your knowledge, and how to actually go about getting advanced information about using Webpack. Okay guys, if you did like my video, please do subscribe to my channel. You can leave any comment if you have any questions, and you can like my video if you liked it. Okay, and follow me on Medium. Okay, take care guys, bye bye.